Hi, I'm Mike, and today I'm going to show you how to lubricate your garage door. This is a home maintenance item that many people completely ignore, but it should be done every year, every 2 years at the least. To lubricate a garage door takes 20 to 30 minutes, and you need some items to do this. One, WD-40 comes in handy. Let me start by saying WD-40 is not a lubricant. It's a solvent, it's a rust inhibitor, but it can help to clean areas, to remove dirt and grime and grease, and allow you to put on a fresh coat of grease. But it is not a lubricant. Then here's a couple of options you have for lubricating. You've got a white lithium grease or a silicone lubricant, and they both work for specific things. If you're only going to use one of them, I would recommend the grease, but using both of these is ideal. The lithium grease is best for areas where you've got really heavy metal-to-metal contact, such as your torsion spring, such as the rollers and the hinges. And then the silicone is better for areas where you don't have such heavy metal-to-metal contact. At the nylon rollers, up on the rail where you don't have a lot of pressure bearing down, this is better, and this also attracts less dirt and grime and little bugs, so it's going to help to keep that rail cleaner if you use the silicone instead of the lithium grease. But if you don't want to buy both of these, I would recommend you use the grease, and then you're just going to have to keep that rail cleaner a little more regularly. So to do this, it'll take you 20 to 30 minutes. This video is not going to take that long, but I'm going to show you everything you need to do. You basically want to lubricate any area where you have two things that are in contact moving against each other, such as the rollers, the hinges, the rail, where the cable winds up on the drums, the bearings at the drums, where the cable ties onto the garage door, even your bracket that holds the garage door to the garage door operator. Any place, like I say, where you've got contact between two pieces of metal or between two things that are going to move against each other, those areas need to be lubricated. And if you'll do this regularly, your garage door is going to operate more smoothly, it's going to be quieter, and as a result of less wear and tear, it's going to last you longer, and it's going to therefore save you money. So let's get started with this project. So before you start lubricating, you want to get everything wiped down. You want to wipe down the tracks, you want to wipe down the rollers. You don't want to put grease on top of dirt, so get the dirt and the buildup off, and then you're ready to lubricate. So get these rollers clean, get the rail up top clean. It's very prone to collecting dirt and little bugs and things, so all this needs to be cleaned up before you start lubricating. So once it's all clean, we're ready to start lubricating this door. Okay, let's talk about these tracks. You do not want to lubricate the tracks, because that will cause the rollers to slip and it can actually make more noise. But you do want to clean the tracks. If they're not too dirty, you can just take a rag and clean them. Or if they're dirty, you can spray a little WD-40. But you want to clean that WD-40. You want to get it out of there. Just use the WD-40 basically as a cleaning agent, not as a lubricant. So make sure you get it all out of there, and that should make a significant difference in the noise that your door makes or doesn't make. Okay, now that we've got everything cleaned up, now it's time to lubricate this door. So to lubricate the door, you want to lubricate any areas where you have metal-to-metal contact or anything else touching where they move against one another. So let's start with the hinges and rollers. We'll do the torsion spring, we'll do the rail, and we'll do the cable drums, and we'll be done. So again, you want to get this grease in here anywhere you have metal-to-metal contact. I always like to use a rag to help keep things from getting everywhere, and make sure you get it in here on your roller. Some rollers have sealed bearings. This one does not, so you will lubricate it. Okay, so we have metal contact here at these hinges. So spray some in here, just a light spray. Wipe off whatever oversprays. Let's do one more hinge and roller. Okay, so you would go through and do all the rollers and all the hinges. Okay, then you want to lubricate the torsion spring. We've got 2 springs here. I always protect the wall with something, a piece of cardboard or something, and you want to spray the top of it. I'm going to do one more along the side and wipe off whatever ends up on the bottom. And then we'll open and close the door a couple of times when we're done, and that will work the grease in and help to completely lubricate that spring. And we're going to do the other side. Again, we'll spray along the top, and I'm going to do one spray along the side, wipe off a little bit of residual, and that spring is done. We also need to lubricate this rail. You want to minimize how much grease you get on the belt. If it's a metal chain belt, then you do want to lubricate it. This is a rubber belt, so you want to minimize getting a lot of grease on it. And you want to do the bearings on the end of these drums, and you also want to lubricate the drum itself. A couple of other areas where you have metal to metal contact, and these are pretty minor, but not going to hurt to put a little lubrication in it. Here and here and up here. One more place to lubricate is where the cables tie onto the door. There is a little bit of metal to metal contact with movement right here. Let me see if I can get in there. So you do a shot of lubricant on both of those. Okay, so this door is basically lubricated. Let's run it up and down a couple of times. So that's basically how you lubricate a garage door. Anywhere where you've got movement between 2 pieces of metal, or between the cable and the roller drum, at the hinges, at the rollers, you lubricate those. And you only use WD-40 to clean things. You don't use WD-40 as a lubricant. If you'll do this every year, every 2 years at the very most, your garage door is going to be quieter, and it's going to last a lot longer. It's going to get a lot less wear and tear. I hope this video has been helpful to you. I really appreciate you watching. Have a great day.